back with another one. I need to be asleep, y'all. I need to be asleep. I'm wide awake, though. I don't even know why. This is going to be a horrible drive tomorrow. Today, a few hours. I ain't going to want to get up. Anyway, I was about to shuffle these cards, y'all, and just get ready for bed, but I don't know. I just seen they stole it. Somebody stole something. I got a Libra here. Keep in mind, the signs are not always definite for the signs. It could be, we all have many signs in our birth charts for one, but when um, it could be your moon sign, your sun sign. It could be just the energy that you are in at the moment. And so sometimes these signs are dead on. Other times you may resonate with whatever it is, but it may not be that exact sign. This could be because that's the energy that they are in. Or it could be their sun sign, their moon sign. And so yeah, that's what I just seen, y'all. As I was shuffling, they stole it. They work with the popos. They work with them. The Libra, they stole it. They work with the popos. Elite, elite people. So somebody stole something here. They stole something, and they work with the popos around to steal something. That's what we got here. That's the truth. That's the truth. They stole something. Could be your peace. Uh, could have been some type of money you were supposed to receive. This boss right here. So if you have a Libra, that's a boss. They work with popos around you. If you've been surrounded by them, they work with them to steal something from you. And so, get this shit right here. Get this. What we just finished talking about. I don't even know what his sign is. I never even bothered to look. I never even bothered to see, y'all. I never bothered to see. And normally I would be curious because sometimes I be playing with the cards when I'm sitting in there at the office and I'm not doing anything. I just be playing with my cards sometimes. And I would look and see sometimes what these people's signs are who are around me. But for whatever reason, I don't think I ever look. And it's probably not right sometimes when I look anyway, because the only way I'd be looking at their tags, and hell, if you're tagging your wife's name, then it wouldn't even say the right thing. So I never bothered to ask anybody when their birthday was. I didn't even like these people, I just did my job and that's it. Tried to stay out of people's way, but they didn't want to stay out of my way. And so there may be a Libra boss here who worked with some people to steal something. If you have problems at your job, that may be why. Because they was trying to steal something from you. And it's so weird. I just finished talking about people being in and out my apartment, cameras in in my apartment, me being watched inside my apartment, me being watched inside of the office, and how this man here harassed me so much. And when I reported him, nothing happened, and he was still able to fire me. As soon as I cut off the camera, I started shuffling these cars, and that's the first thing I seen. Libra did it. They stole something. They work with the popos and elite people. Elite people. Now, my first thought was they'll get it back. Whatever it is they stole, they're going to lose 10 times as much as they stole. And so it's no wonder he was acting the way he was, just so arrogantly. Elite people. He not elite. He is not elite. And so I'm going to assume he worked with some people in a higher status other than these popos that I say he worked with. Because he's not elite. That is so funny. That is hilarious. Hi, Nia. I am great. How are you? I don't say too much about these comments y'all be putting on here, but they be so stupid sometimes. They make absolutely no sense at all. But I don't say anything about them because just the comments alone, I mean, it helps my page. So I don't make a big deal about the stupidity, about the ignorance. If it gets too bad, I have a block on my page anyway. And so if certain things are said, it's not even going to show it to me. It's not going to show it to anybody else either. And so, just the nonsense comments. I appreciate the comment. Because y'all ain't doing nothing but helping my page anyway. So, anyway, yes, weirdos. I don't know. Somebody asked me, did I get a notification? So I don't know if somebody sent me something, a message or something. I didn't get anything, y'all. A lot of my stuff is hacked. So if certain things come through, they may not let it come through anyway. My phone has been hacked. Um, my mail, when I was getting my mail over in my apartment, my mail was hacked. My mail was hacked. They did something with my mail. I definitely wasn't getting all of it. My email, when I would, email certain people, because with everything that I went through, I tried to report it at one point. I was reporting it. I reached out to different attorneys. I reached out to different news stations, thinking they would at least investigate. Because if they would just investigate, then they would see me being followed by. They would see me being followed by these people who I'm being followed by. And so I would send messages and never get a message back. I have I have reached out to, like, since I've been here, attorneys regarding the accident that I had in Vegas, and they would send me these messages back as if I'm not answering the phone, asking me, do I want to reschedule or something. as if I wasn't answering my phone, but I never even got a call. And so I feel like my calls are being screened, my messages are being screened, and when it's of a particular caliber, they won't let it through. And so somebody asked me in my last reading, did I get a notification? I haven't gotten anything. I looked just to see. There was no notifications. I see notifications there regarding a new subscriber, um, certain comments that were posted. But if y'all sent something else, I didn't get it. So I don't know. Anyway, like I said, a lot of my things are hacked. So they let come through what they want to come through. I can imagine if somebody's stealing something from me, then they need to make sure you don't know that they have stole something from you. And so mail would be watched. Definitely, they would be watched. What does that say? They doing this because they can. So they stealing from you because they can. No, I said it. They wanted you. They wanted me in a situation that I'm in. They wanted to try to make me homeless. They wanted to try to make me suffer. Law. I just seen karma, corruption. Employers are in on it. We've already established that. Maybe this redhead employer. Law and order detectives. It's so funny because when I seen that about Libra in on it, they work with the PO with, yeah, PD. This is also what I seen, DA. I have another card that says DA, and I looked right at it when I was reading all the other stuff, but I didn't mention it. And so I hope they didn't work with them as y'all. That's crazy. So it just dawned on me. Told you I used to, when the harassment got to be so much, I just started recording things. Everything I pick up my phone and record it on my app. I noticed one day when I was recording that this particular car would be in and out all the time. And it said something like, the boss or the man, or it didn't say that in particular, but it was just something. I can't remember what the second word was. DA something. And when you read it, it looked like it said the something. And I remember looking at it and reading the whatever it was and thinking to myself, is this the police? That's what I'm thinking to myself, is this the DA? That's the first thing came to my mind. I read it as the whatever the next word was because the tag was meant to read that way. But the first thing came to my head was DA. And it's so funny because I have a recording of them as well. That's what it was just now dawning on me, y'all. I got a recording of them as well. These same people with this tag that say DA. Because for whatever reason, something was just weird about the way they was moving one day. And so I decided to do something that I don't normally do, which was walk over there to where they were sitting at on the property, like in between buildings. I normally don't even bother to go and look. You see them coming in, you see them going out. But for whatever reason, something felt odd that day. And I was like, let me go over here and see what it is they're doing. And I noticed they weren't even inside of a unit, but they were down a little ways and appearing to be talking to one of the other people who were there with those tags who I always see following me. One of those tags. I'm not sure exactly who it was. It may have been a Florida tag or something like that. One of the state tags. It may have even been one of those ones with no tags. Look like they just bought the car. And for whatever reason, something just didn't feel right that day. And I was like, you know what? Let me go over there. Let me just walk over there and see. And y'all, the look on the face of that man when I walked over there, the look on his face. I don't know what they were doing, what they were talking about. The tinted windows on that vehicle, so I never really seen who was inside the vehicle because the windows would be black tint. And I don't think he expected me to walk over there that day. It was obvious because the look on his face was like he seen a ghost. And I don't know why he was looking like that. Like when you where you are, you expect other people to come too. But I don't think he expected to see me. And man, that look on his face was like he seen a ghost. And just so happened I had my phone in my hand recording that too. And it just dawned on me. I got a video of whoever that was. Whoever it was. Libra did it. They stole something. They worked with PD to steal something. And so they were probably responsible for whoever put the stuff in my house. The cameras in my house. You gotta have a warrant to do it, but if they were working together, then I'm sure they ain't have to have a warrant. And if they got one, it was probably under false pretenses. Because again, I've never done anything. Like, why are you doing this? And elite people. Elite. Elite. Who is elite? I didn't look at my supervisors. None of them, not even the highest ones, like they were elite. So who is elite? Trying to clean it up. I ain't even come back on here man, I just came back on here. I wanted to do a real quick reading and then I start shuffling. Somebody was paid to do it. What did they steal? But that would explain why I don't get any mail. Why everybody was acting funny towards me. This little attitude. Why they was trying to fire me so quick. Why they wanted me to go so fast. It makes sense. Question is, what did they steal? Money? Was it something coming to me that they stole? Yes. I just seen yes. Money. They stole money. What money? Like, was I supposed to receive did an inheritance or something? Was they stealing the money out of my check? Because I'm telling y'all, my check seemed to come up shorter and shorter and shorter. And I kept trying to figure out why. I would be looking at it like, let me see if the hours match and make sense. Okay, the hours match. The pay rate matches. So, where is the money going? I went from bringing, it already wasn't much that I was making there because that was never the bulk of my money because I was doing so many other things to make money that all of a sudden stopped for some reason. It just stopped. And so that was always the smallest part of my money. But when everything else stopped, that's the only thing you have to depend on. And so I started paying more attention to the check. And it seemed like every time I got paid, it was a little bit shorter, It went from me bringing 8, sometimes 9, We only got paid twice a month. 8, sometimes 900 on my check, to being all the way down to 5 something. And so I'm working, like I said, we only got paid twice a month, every 2 weeks. And I kept finding myself looking at checks. Y'all, I even got my check stubs printed out. They in the storage because I kept looking. I'm like, is something not right? The hour's still there. The pay rate is still there, but the money keeps shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. Where is it going? Where is my money going? Why am I only getting 5 something on a check now? It doesn't make any sense. And I still never really figured it out. Still never really figured it out. I already know, for one, I was supposed to be getting a lot more than what I was actually getting paid, because there's no way you can work for a company for 11 years and during that time I've only gotten a dollar raise in 11 years. 11 years, you went from making 9 something to 10 something an hour in 11 years. But everybody else was getting pay raises, and they changed the pay rate for like everybody. Even the reliefs that was working was coming in, they making $14-15 an hour. But here I am, a property manager, and I wasn't only getting paid $10 an hour, y'all. Like 10, 15. In 11 years I've been there. And then my checks getting tinier and tinier. Like they get more small every time I look at it, but my hours are still the same. Like, why are my checks getting little? And it was after all my other money had stopped. Somebody stole something, hell, so they could have been. I'm glad I kept my checks stubs so that I can have them thoroughly looked at. The only thing I looked at was my hours to make sure they were the same, and the pay rate to see if it changed any. So I was like, why my checks keep being shorter and shorter and shorter? Especially when I went to Costa Rica and came back and none of my bills have been paid. Like I said, I keep my bills on auto pay, so it was strange to me why they were all of a sudden not on auto pay, and why I would only know that like 3 months later when everything is behind. So you can imagine I'm thinking, like, where is everything going? And then because I knew I had so much money in my bank account at a certain point, I didn't look at my accounts often because I just knew the money was there. And so I don't know what was actually coming out of my accounts either. This whole thing was just kind of messed up. Yeah. Look, I put all the cards back together and this what came back out again. It's because I'm black. I don't know what it was because of, y'all. I see filing fake reports. I see white. Somebody's white. I seen the military earlier. Air signs again. Red. Air signs. Red. I wonder, is he an air sign, y'all? I wonder, is he a Libra? Now I'm curious. He definitely had red hair. And I remember one day I came to work and he had dyed it like salt and pepper. It's like, You don't usually see men dye their hair like a completely different color. Not typically. I was shocked to come to work one day and he had a salt and pepper haircut instead of that red hair. He looked like a little boy. Open reproof is better than concealed love. That's what just fell on the floor as I was shuffling. 33. Somebody could definitely be a master number 33. Is somebody like part of the Masons or something? Is somebody, what is that? Supposed to be one of the highest levels of masonry. I don't know if that's why people act like they were scared to say anything, because when this all started happening, everybody pulled back from me. It was like everybody was scared to talk to me all of a sudden. She's snitching. If that's what you want to call it, I damn sure am, because you know what? I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. I'm the one dealing with harassment. What am I supposed to do? Sit back quietly and just deal with the harassment and just take these losses? I'm a woman, for one, that at a certain point, women and children were off limits when it came down to certain things. But you know, we've gotten to the point where men aren't really men anymore. They act like little girls, and what they expect is for the women to be harder than them, evidently. And so, yeah, I have a problem. And if you want to call me a snitch, I sure am snitching, Machiavelli. I am, with a smile on my face, because I want justice for myself. I'm not going to sit back and be quiet. It's just me here. Everybody else act like they are already scared to say anything. And so if I know anything that's going to help my case, then I'm going to speak up about it. I'm going to sit back and not say anything. For what? For what? So people can get away with doing what they've done to me? I'm not a man and I don't play those games. I'm not going to go back and try to retaliate. So if I want justice for myself, how do I go about doing that without snitching? And what exactly is your definition of snitching? I'm just curious, Machiavelli. No, I don't vape. What's the deal with these cards? What do you mean, what's the deal with the cards? No, when people create all this instability in your life, when they steal from you, when they harass you, when they have you pretty much blacklisted where you can't get a job anywhere, when you just barely making it, when you don't have help by yourself, how much you supposed to take before you say something? Or do you just not supposed to say anything? Do you just supposed to go stay on the street because you're not going to be a snitch and speak up about what's going on? I'm just asking. I wouldn't be the first one called a snitch if that's what you want to call it. I would not be the first one if that's what you want to call it. And so, what do y'all expect me to do? Just go lay down and take it as a woman? When the men who did it can't even take certain things them damn selves? What y'all expect me to do? You ain't said anything yet, Machiavelli Production. I'm giving you a chance before I block you. It's late. It's time to go to sleep. It's so funny. I appreciate it, but I'm a full grown adult. I know when it's time for me to sleep. I appreciate it though. If y'all tired, why y'all on here? I don't alert anybody and tell them I'm on here. Hey, y'all come listen to me. Y'all come join on your own. And so I'm confused. It is late. For health reasons? What's health reasons? What health reasons? Yeah. Like y'all want me to play sleep for health reasons. Don't read the cards because the cards tell me what it is y'all are doing. Studies say sleeping 10 p.m. is better than sleeping later. I don't normally have a problem with sleeping. So, yeah, I don't have sleeping problems. Just tonight, for some reason, I started reading these cards and my adrenaline started going when I started. Certain things start coming out. And so now I'm up for a minute. I don't normally have problems sleeping, I don't have sleep issues. But I appreciate the concern, though. Studies also say that when you woke up at a certain time of the night or in the morning, that is for spiritual reasons. And did you also know certain times of the morning are because um, there's so much spiritually going on those times of the morning? When you do things like read cards, meditate, when you get messages, certain times of the morning is the best time to receive those messages. Did you know that as well? And so my messages right now may be a little bit more on point, a little bit more detail than they would be in the middle of the day. Did you know that? I do pray. Believe it or not, I have a really close relationship with God, and that's what has gotten me through as much as I have. That's why they were not able to successfully do what I feel like people were really trying to do. Oh, I didn't even see this. What does that say? Remove yourself from the situation because you can't bathe in what happened. Work on you, sister. Get rid of the victim card. God got you. You right with that. God does have me. And this is no victim shade. No victim. That's all I have been doing. That's what I was doing at the beginning. Work on me. But I'm going to also talk about the situation. So if it pops up in these cards, then I'm going to talk about it. You know, if it comes across my mind, if I feel like certain things, then I'm going to talk about what's on my mind. So if you don't like to hear it, you can feel free to leave. I appreciate the advice, though. But it's not me playing the victim. As a matter of fact, to get over certain things, a lot of times it's best for you to talk about it. Did you know that? Did you know that a lot of people hold things in, end up needing therapy? They end up being narcissists. They end up taking their anger out on others. Did you know that? I don't mean to sound like an asshole, but I've taken a lot of classes, and I can probably be your therapist if you need one. But I appreciate the suggestions from y'all. The stupidity, the stupidity, I swear. Alcoholic. Somebody is an alcoholic. You know, it's so funny that people would say that it's a victim mentality. When a bunch of men come at a woman and a woman speaks up about it, it's victim mentality. Don't take the victim mentality. Like I just lay and roll around in the shit that I was given. Like I was supposed to just be quiet about it and let people just walk away knowing that they screwed me over. And it also lets me know what kind of men we have out here in the world, for one to be calling me a snitch and the other one telling me don't be a victim. I've been saying for the longest, men aren't men like they used to be anymore. Because again, at a certain point in time, there was a whole thing where you didn't do stuff to women and children. That just didn't fly with a real man. And so it's like beyond me that people are able to now do things to women and children, and other men justify it instead of stepping up like men used to do back in the day. Other men will justify men doing things to a woman. And it makes me question their level of manhood. It's one thing to keep your mouth closed and just not say anything, but the way y'all try to justify it is beyond me. I don't need help healing. Like, I'm not broken. One thing about me is you can't break me. Not even when you want to. Not even when I was sleeping in 100-degree weather out there with nothing. You can't break me. I think that was their whole purpose of wanting to do it. And so I don't need help healing. Because I'm talking about it doesn't mean that I am not healed. I can tell you, being harassed every day. Oh, if you want to help, that's what you can help do. Stop the harassment that I still receive every day. Stop the gang stalking that I still receive every day. That's annoying. When I'm just living my life like regular and trying to rebuild, and I'm still being harassed as I have been when they were stealing from me at the job. Yeah, I can't make this shit up. I just cut the deck on what? What that say? Still inheritance. Aries. See, they see you as a threat. That's why they was on here calling me a snitch. Oh, yeah. Men are just aren't, they're not the same as they make them. They used to make them. Men just not men anymore. No, they are just not men anymore. It's like this whole role reversal. Now the men get to act feminine and they want the women to act masculine. They want the women to know how to take certain things and not have feelings. And they want these men to act like bitches and get all in their feelings and do weird stuff to women. And it's justified when they do it. They want us to take the man role. Just man up about it. Just walk off from it. Not speak about it. Don't snitch. Y'all have a lot of nerve. Y'all have a lot of nerve. One thing about it is it don't bother me. Call it what you want to call it. I don't even think y'all realize what the whole no snitch thing was meant for. And that's probably where part of the confusion lies there in itself. Don't snitch. You typically wouldn't have to snitch anyway when a man does something to a woman because another man is going to do something. And again, they don't make them like they used to anymore, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Devil worship here. Let's see, envy, love spells, bliss. They show favoritism. They sure do. Seem like they like each other. Seem like they like each other. And you have the nerve to have a name like Machiavelli Productions, telling this woman, calling a woman a snitch for speaking up about what's being done to her by a group of men. No, it's good to laugh. That's what you got to do sometimes. You got to just laugh at it because, man, it's what the world has come to. With men like that, I'm going to stay single. I'm going to stay single. Because y'all protect each other before you protect the woman. I find a problem with that. Don't you find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? I'm laughing, but I'm so serious. No, it just reminds me of that thing I be seeing on IG. He be saying, you don't find that suspicious? I do. I find that suspicious. But hey, we in Atlanta, and so it doesn't surprise me. You know, it don't surprise me. Yeah. Anyway, so you really give it all to God. Ain't no need of me to keep responding back to that. Ain't no need of me keep responding back to that. You know, I take it you're a man that feels like you have a relationship with God and you know what needs to be said. To me, it sounds like the don't snitch man. You know, just give it all to God and don't say anything. Go sit down and heal from it and try to rebuild your life and just let them walk away with whatever it is that they walked away with and don't do anything about it. But what if God is the one who's telling me to do certain things? What if that's part of my purpose to do certain things in life? What if my life purpose, my divine purpose given to me by God, the reason my whole sole purpose for being here is to expose certain things like this? Now, what would I look like if I just sat back and I was quiet? I'd not be living in my purpose, right? You know how much of the world is not living in their divine purpose? They just doing things to get money. God don't bless mess. You know what? And so if God gave a blessing, which was some type of inheritance or some type of money for you to receive, and a mess stole it, then what? Say God don't bless a mess, but what if God blessed someone and someone stole it? Then who is the mess? Who is the mess? Sin, that's what got you here. See, that's a lot of y'all problems. Y'all look at people going through stuff and you automatically feel like it's something they did that got them here, and not as a position that God chose for them. You know, I see that you're a God fearing man, and so I would challenge you to read your Bible a little bit, and you may learn about the story where there was a crippled man, and someone asked Jesus, who sinned to make this man be crippled like he was? And the response is that nobody sinned. The man didn't sin, his parents didn't sin. He was made that way so that something could be proved to the world, so that God could show you who he is, what he's about, how he heals. And so when everyone had this idea that someone must be doing something wrong to make him be that way, Jesus told them, y'all are wrong. Y'all are wrong. Nobody else did anything wrong. He's not wrong. His family didn't do anything wrong. You're wrong for thinking that. This was all a part of the plan. And so, Andre, again, I would challenge you to read your Bible a little bit. You get out your ego and actually into the book, and maybe you wouldn't be so quick to speak on certain things. But I appreciate the help. You know, the dialogue was, it was great. The dialogue was great. But I don't agree with you. Sin, that's what got you here. If sin is what got me here, I wonder what was giving me all the blessings that I was getting before these people decided to step in and ruin it. 'Cause I wasn't having to do much work. I was receiving blessings every day. And the places that I was in, being introduced to the people I was introduced to, being able to be around people that y'all only see on TV. Money was just flowing. I was able to travel to all these different countries, learn all these different cultures. It's in the middle of writing children's books, starting different businesses. And so if I was being blessed left and right, and then all of a sudden I get inheritance in, which is a whole nother blessing. And why was God blessing me all of a sudden, and I sinned all of a sudden that made these people steal from me? The problem is they probably used to stealing from a lot of people who just choose to be quiet. That's the problem. No, people don't want to snitch, or better yet, they're just scared of the people who may have done it. And so they walk off quietly and don't say anything. But like I said, what if my whole purpose in life was to go through this so that I can expose this? And I wouldn't be living my purpose if I didn't open my mouth and say what I needed to say. If I just walked off quietly. God puts things on your heart for a reason. You can go against it and do what you want to do, or you can flow with it and do what you're told to do, what you're called to do. Everybody not going to understand your calling. I hope you find yours someday. All the stuff you're mentioning are things of this world. Oh my God. I, I'm not gonna do it, y'all. Good night, y'all. Let me get a different audience.